Good morning. Here we go again. So today I decided to hop on quickly and just share some information about a topic. I have my cat here, one of them. I have about a topic that is not widely discussed as far as I can tell, and that should be if you're planning to move to the Dominican Republic or any less developed nation. The topic is parasites. Because yes, they are a thing here. They are a big thing. It happens frequently that people who come, who come here who are not accustomed to the food, the water certainly. By the way, you may not drink the water here. It is not potable. You need to always have bottled water when you're at a restaurant. Make sure the ice cubes typically have holes in the center, which means that they're evidently processed properly and not like somebody filling up tap water. I don't think they would do that, but you never know. Yeah, that's what you want to do. So, but yeah, if you're coming here from the United States or from Europe or Canada or any place where you can typically drink the water straight from the faucet, or you can bite into an apple, let's say, or do something like that and not have to really cleanse your food, you're gonna have to get used to something different when you live here, or you'll find out through trial and terrible error that that you made a mistake. And I know this because I've dealt with it personally. It's not fun. It's not sexy. And my son got really sick. So what happens is that, so we all have parasites naturally occurring in our bodies. That's the way it is. Some of them are good for us. They eat, it sounds really gross and it kind of freaks me out to think about it, but they eat up things that we don't need in our bodies. And so, we have natural occurring bacteria that is supposed to be there, right? And so you can have probiotics to support that, and then to get rid of the bad bacteria. Anyway, these parasites, there's a bunch of different types, salmonella, whatever, different types of parasites. But there are some that are obviously, if they are, how am I trying to say this? Sorry. If they come in greater quantities than is normally accounted for, normally expected, then you get really sick. You can vomit, you get fevers, diarrhea. It's just ugly, and you feel miserable for days. Typically doesn't kill you. It's not that kind of a thing, but it's just really disgusting and miserable. My son had it. He had the vomit and the diarrhea just for days. It was bad, and the issue is that although you can take medication, some of it natural, like pumpkin seeds, there's a broth you can make with pumpkin or squash seeds and garlic and celery and all that. I learned some of that stuff once I got here and was enduring that. Or you can do like papaya seeds, or a natural anti-parasitic. You can just scoop out some of those and swallow them, or put them in a smoothie, or you can get typical like pharmaceutical medications for them. But what I realized, again, trial and error, is that you've got to catch not just the live worms, basically the parasites themselves, but the eggs, because they have a rapid, what's the cycle called? Gestation cycle. So although you may get the adults, if they've already laid eggs, guess what? In a few more weeks, you're going to find yourself vomiting and having diarrhea all over again. It's really not cool. And I have been through this recently. That's why I look a little haggard today, because today's the first day where I feel almost 100%. Totally not back together yet, but close, because I was miserable just a couple days ago. And before that, I posted from Punta Cana at the very beginning of the year, and I said that on the 2nd of January, I was in the bed. I was in a lovely hotel in Santo Domingo and spent all day long in the bed, couldn't eat, didn't want to do anything, just awful. So as I said, I haven't noticed that many people are sharing this information. They might, I just haven't seen it. But it's important to know, obviously when you come, you get your certain vaccinations, but this isn't like a vaccination kind of an issue. This is a be careful when you get here, because you can get sick. And I will say it's pretty common. It's happened to most people I've met here. And so it's not, again, like it's going to completely derail you, but it's something you need to be aware of and be prepared for. So if you're coming, even on vacation, if there's some medications you can find out about before you leave home, I would certainly do that. And then I would be wary, be mindful maybe of what you can do while you're here to avoid that kind of issue, because you don't want to ruin what would otherwise be a beautiful, look at this. It's lovely, right? It's January and it's glorious. You don't want to ruin your time. Oh, here comes my neighbor. Hi, can you see my neighbor? He's coming to check on me because he knew I was sick. Bonjour.
Todo bien?
Oui, mucho mejor, sí.
Ça va mieux?
Très bien, ouais.
Tu peux pas travailler?
Je travaille de la maison.
Ah d'accord, ah oui.
Ouais, ouais. Mais aussi, je vais maintenant... ouais. C'est hola.
Le chat.
Oh, le chat. Ouais. He's talking about my cat. And my cat's checking him out. Oui, j'ai 2 chats.
Ah ouais. Bon.
Yeah. Alors maintenant, je peux passer pour toi, chez toi. Enfin.
Quand tu veux.
Ok.
T'appelles quand je suis là, je suis pas tout le temps.
Ok, ça va.
Ok.
Ok.
Bon.
Bon.
Et le petit
Tu
à
es une
l'école?
belge? Oui, elle est à l'école. Yeah.
Parce que des fois je vois pas la voiture, je crois qu'il y a personne.
Parce que j'ai pas de voiture.
Ah ouais, c'est pas d'accord.
Peut-être que je veux acheter votre code.
Et la grosse voiture, c'est pas la tienne ça? Il y avait un camion.
Ah, non. C'était presté, on dit? Un préstamo.
Ah, prêté, d'accord.
Prêté. Ah, it's a French, Spanish, English conversation.
Bon, bye bye.
Ok, bye.
Bonne journée.
Ciao, bonne journée. C'est très belle ici. Cette journée.
Hein?
C'est très joli cette journée.
Aujourd'hui, oui.
Ouais. Bye. So that's how it is down here. Wow, you got a little peek into my life. That's my neighbor. He's French. If you speak French, you'll know that he was asking me about how I was feeling. He knows my cat, checking on my son, things like that. And so, these are my reading glasses, by the way. I don't usually wear glasses, but I decided to keep them on today because I was doing some work. And anyway, yeah, so you don't want to get sick. This is going to be a short one. I'm just saying you don't want to get sick. I will tell you, like I said, a couple of natural remedies I have learned of are, 1, papaya seeds. So for example, if you know you're coming to the DR to visit, or you're on your way to spend a greater amount of time here, do yourself a big favor. Go buy a large papaya, because my understanding is that the large papayas are full of seeds. You scoop out those they're like little tiny, shiny black seeds, and you can either like take a spoonful and just swallow them down and chase them with some juice or whatever. You know, they don't really taste bad. Actually, I think they might be bitter, but that's if you chew them up. But if you just swallow them, Tyrone, let me find out. And be careful with, like I said, okay, so let me just finish the papaya thing and I'll tell you that. Stop, Lola. Sorry, my cat is hitting the camera. So you just swallow the seeds whole, and that'll do it. Or if you don't want to do that, or like if you have a child like I do, you put them in a smoothie in the blender, blend them up with some pineapples, some, whatever they like that's kind of sweet and tastes good. I also do it with greens because I need to get my son to eat more vegetables, typical, and just have him drink it. And that takes care of everything. But also there is a broth that a Dominican woman made for me when my son was very, very ill. You scoop out like the guts of a pumpkin or a squash, that like stringy stuff with the seeds in it. You scoop that out, get some garlic, some celery. I think that's it. And then you put all of that in a crock pot with, maybe a gallon of water, and let it just boil, or simmer for a while, and then you strain off the solid, and that liquid that's left is like a tea. It's very strong because of the garlic, but it's not bad tasting, and you drink that. Again, my son didn't really want to drink it because it wasn't delicious, but I did, and evidently that kills the eggs as well. I will say that before I learned about these natural remedies, I was just going to the pharmacy, going to the doctor, getting pharmaceuticals and giving them to my child, which worked. I even took him to the emergency room the first time because I didn't know what was going on. He just would not stop vomiting. It was terrible. But the pharmaceuticals, what happened eventually, because it kept recurring, like I said, the things will lay eggs and it comes back, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, it's happening again. So that when I finally went to a doctor in the capital in Santo Domingo, we were vacationing there for a few days, and the woman said, the doctor said, take, this dose now, and then in 10 days give him another dose. So it killed the adults and the eggs. But what also happened is that it wiped out his immune system. Poor thing. So he ended up with a rash all over and a really, really bad runny nose. It was really miserable. And I felt kind of guilty as a mom for bringing him here and putting him through all that. So, it's a lot. So that's my advice to you about the parasites. Do a little research, find out, what else that may be helpful for you if you have certain immunities, issues. As far as foods that you should avoid, I don't eat street food here. you'll find that in the evening time, a lot of people come out with their little homemade barbecues and the grills, and they cook up some stuff. And sometimes it smells good, sometimes it looks good, and it might be good. But, you know, the way that they handle those foods and, the, you know, like the refrigeration, all that sanitation of it, might be a little sketchy. Some people eat it and they say it's fine. I'd rather not go there. I just don't feel like it's necessary. There's a lot of really delicious food you can eat that is prepared properly. You'll see some things, you know, like butchers on the street. Now, I have bought chicken. I still do buy chicken sometimes from who I call my chicken guy, the guy who's right there, and he chops it up. You know, you say, I want 200 pesos worth of chicken, which is like $4. And I get a whole huge bag full of chicken parts, you know, legs and wings and whatever. But I would be mindful of that. I go to this the chicken guy, because where he works looks like it's very clean and there aren't like a bunch of flies buzzing, but you'll see some butchers. Oh my God. Oh, this happened yesterday. Was it yesterday, maybe the day before? I was walking down the street and there was one of those butcher shops with, you know, someone who'd cut up all the different parts of everything. And I swear to you guys, it was like The Godfather. I saw a cow's head, like intact eyeball, like fur, some teeth, just inside the door. I can't do that. I swear I'm about to be vegan. I am. So, you know, I don't ever see expats buying that kind of meat. You'll see like pigs or half a pig or part of a goat hanging up on those big hooks. You'll see that all the time. And people go there and they'll shave off or they'll cut you some ribs or whatever you want. I'm not for that. It's not that I'm this animal purist. I will eat an animal. I'm sad, maybe sorry, not sorry, but I will. I just think you have to be careful about those kinds of things. So other than that, you know, I mean, you just choose wisely. If the restaurant you want to go to looks a little unsavory, do yourself a favor, maybe go someplace else. At least until you get the lay of the land. There's sort of a rule of thumb that says, in terms of the parasites, again, that if you peel it, boil it, or fry it, and then that'll kill everything. But I don't want to fry my food. I don't necessarily want to boil the life out of it. A banana, sure, an orange is fine, but otherwise there is in fact, let me go get it. I'll show you. It's called Purissima. It's a little solution that you put a few drops, I'm putting my shoes on. You put a few drops in a bowl of water. And so like when I wash my apples or broccoli or whatever I'm gonna eat or serve, I rinse it in this stuff for about 15 minutes, and then I'll take you into my home. You can see how I'm living. And it kills whatever is there. It's called Purissima. And you can get this in Purissima. Got the little white baby on there. But you put just a few drops in a bowl. This is the bowl I use, this bowl. And see, so like, for example, it's turned into are we on? Okay, it's turned into a kitchen show. So this is what the hell? It's a Fuji apple. And I put it in here, okay? And I let it soak for about 15 minutes. And that'll take care of all that. You can also use vinegar. This is white vinegar. I have apple cider. I have lots of different types of vinegar that I use for cleaning, but also to clear up the food issues. So now you get a little insight, literal insight to all of that. So I recommend those things. But no, I eat whatever I want to. I eat seafood. I don't really like beef. I'm not a beef eater much. But whatever I want. So that's what I have to share with you today about that. Any other questions, feedback, holla at me, and I'll let you know whatever I can to help you. Okay? Have a great day, people. Something's buzzing around, but it was a non-harmful bug. Oh, just quickly on that note, I understand there's lots of creepy crawly things here too, by the way, lots and lots of creepy crawly things. And because I have 2 cats, they're fantastic hunters, so I never have a bug in the house. I'm not for bugs. I'm not with the exoskeletons, and anything over 4 legs, I don't really want to see it ever. But I will tell you that sometimes I come out on my patio in the morning and there's a gigantic beetle, not a roach. I've not seen any roaches here. Well, not in my house, because I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm not having that. But there's a beetle like the size of a computer mouse. I am not kidding you. Dead, thankfully, because of the cats. And and then I have to just have someone come dispose of it because I mean, I'll sweep it maybe, but I just don't want to do it. But it has those like little round things in the front of its head, like those kind of pincher things. I think they call them rhino beetles or whatever. Woo, creepy. And a centipede, I have to use 2 hands. I mean, it's just like not a foot long, but 9 inches, like a long centipede, and maybe the width of my finger, just a huge, disgusting bug. Again, it was dead, but I can't stand bugs, so you gotta, thank you, same to you. You know, you just gotta be ready that we're not, as I say, not in Kansas anymore. The island is alive, literally. It is gorgeous, it is just wonderful in lots of ways, but you're gonna be dealing with different things. Okay, so that's my little offering for you today. I hope it helps. Be prepared when you come. Have a great time. Protect yourself from the sun. That's another huge one. I don't care if you are black. If you're bliggity black, doesn't matter. Protect yourself from the sun because it is beating down hard here, even in January, even when it's cloudy. You know the deal. Get a hat. More even than the creams and stuff, get some protection so the sun's not even touching you. Because I'm noticing I don't think these are freckles, these are sunspots, guys. Look at that, sunspots. Yeah, I'm not trying to grow old ungracefully. I'm trying to be fly forever. All right, I'm out. Have a great day. Bye. Mwah.